I'm Darren Cope, owner of Cope & Co, specialist letting agent based in Derby. Now, the new Renters' Rights Bill is including sweeping reforms that will result in a dramatic shift in the private rental sector for both landlords and tenants. Now, this is the first video in which I look at the different aspects of the Renters' Rights Bill in detail, what it means for landlords and what, as an agent, we can do to help landlords negotiate these changes. Okay, so let's get started. So in this first video, I'm going to discuss the abolition of Section 21 evictions. This is the one change in the bill that the media have jumped on because of the dramatic headlines that these no-fault evictions have been labelled. Now, previously, landlords could end a tenancy without providing a specific reason by issuing a Section 21 notice, offering more flexibility in regaining possession of their properties. Now, with the removal of this provision, landlords now need valid grounds to end a tenancy, which could potentially make it more difficult to address problematic situations or regain properties when landlords' own personal circumstances change. Now, abolishing Section 21 will give renters more security. It will also change how landlords select potential tenants to rent their property. Landlords are likely to become more risk adverse when choosing tenants, as they know it's going to be potentially more costly and time consuming to rely on Section 8 to evict problematic tenants. Tenants may also face more hurdles when trying to rent, as the selection criteria may become more stringent, making the process even more challenging than it already is. So with the accelerated 21 process ending, it will require a court hearing to evict a tenant under Section 8 in every case. Now, this will effectively double the number of cases that go to court. Currently, around half of all possession cases end up in court. Now, that's either because the tenant is defending a Section 21 that's been served on them, or because a Section 8 is being used. So with no Section 21, all cases go to court. So that effectively doubles the caseload. It's simply because of volume and nothing to do with any changes in the Section 8 process. So practically, what can be done to overcome this hurdle? Well, it's vitally important that the Section 8 processes are correctly documented, correctly served, and there is much evidence as possible to support whichever ground is currently being used to evict that tenant. This is the only way to ensure that it doesn't potentially get thrown out and you have to start again. Now, every eviction in the new world will require detailed evidence. It is massive. Now, I'm just going to quickly explain the grounds for repossession under the Section 8 process. Otherwise, you will be falling asleep. Now, the grounds are divided into mandatory and discretionary categories. Now, these determine how a court will approach a landlord's request to repossess a property. The last count, I think there were 25 mandatory and 12 discretionary grounds. I've not counted the new ones, but they have changed. Obviously, some are more common than others, and some, as I've said before, are a little more complicated. So basically, if a landlord proves a mandatory ground, the court must grant possession of the property. I must emphasise the word proves. As I've said, evidence is vital. Depending on the ground being used, there are often higher thresholds of evidence needed, requiring very specific documentation. It depends on the ground that's being used. Now, even if a landlord can prove a discretionary ground, the court still has the flexibility to decide whether to grant possession or not. after considering the specific circumstances of that case. So discretionary grounds are more subjective, often requiring the landlord to demonstrate some sort of harm or negative impact or something like that. Now, understanding these differences is crucial when planning repossessions under the new framework, and certainly we can assist by ensuring compliance, understanding evidence requirements, and helping landlords present compelling cases. Now, we understand that the abolishment of Section 21 has been a massive concern for landlords for a long time now. It was the cornerstone of the original Renters Reform Bill proposed by the Tory government. And we all know that these changes may feel daunting. That's why our team are here to support landlords at all times to help navigate the reforms and ensure that landlords are always compliant and prepared. Now, finally, we have created a brand new service for landlords which will help negotiate the impact of the Renters' Rights Bill. We've bundled all of our lettings and property management services together under one simple monthly subscription. Now, to find out more, please watch the final video, which is on the page, the final video in the series on our unique Let Simple service. As always, if you wish to contact us on any aspect of the Renters' Rights Bill or anything to do with letting properties, please don't hesitate to get in touch. As I've said before, this video and all the other Renters' Rights Bill videos can be accessed at rentersrightsbill.com. Thanks very much for watching, and I hope you found the information useful.